I am joined by Season three's Krista and Nicole to dish the dirt on this season of Big Brother Cheesecake. Now on Big Brother Cheesecake for Office Wars. Hello, I'm Andrew Shevsik Moonves. Welcome to Big Brother Cheesecake for Office Wars. It's day 40 inside the Big Brother Cheesecake house, and this week is a double eviction week. Curtis won the head of household competition in the Endurance Big Brother Lightning Bolt competition and chose to nominate Lindsay, Megan, CJ, and Brandon for double eviction. Who will win the Topaz Power Veto? You'll have to find out tomorrow. But first, so this is normally the part of the season when I invite Tiffany from season 1 to co-host with me.
Oh, no.
Eitan's favorite person, the
Sorry,
heinous
no.
dirtbag. Tiffany,
By the way,
is a heinous
Andrew, I'm
dirtbag,
interrupting
and I
you
hate
because
her.
Andrew, when you were saying just now, like, oh, Marcin won the endurance competition, I went like, no, not because I'm upset at who won, just because the endurance competitions are the worst. They're so fucking hard.
You mean Curtis?
They're exhausting. It takes
Curtis,
a lot
I
out of you
meant
to stay up all night and do things.
Yeah,
And props to whoever won that. Like, major props.
but no one has that time.
Yeah. Okay, so normally Tiffany would be here. She obviously couldn't because she is a nurse at not a nurse, but a caregiver at an old folks home, nursing home. And there was an outbreak of COVID on her floor, so she hasn't been able to do anything.
Well, thanks for what she does.
Yes. And
Yep.
she wanted, I said, do you want to do it via Zoom? And she said, well, that's not the same. And so it got me thinking, since I can't have anybody here in person, I may as well have somebody who is far away who can't be here. And the two of you being from Salem, Massachusetts and Westchester, right? New York, the best Chester.
I'm in San Francisco right now. I flew back home when all this started, and my shops shut down. So I'm in Salem, or I'm in San Francisco right now at my family's home where I grew up.
Okay.
Like legit far away.
Yeah, like Brazil's like down the street.
Oh, well, it worked out because the two of you were the evictees on the double eviction week. And this is double eviction week, so we can kind of talk about that. I know. And what was interesting is, we're going to get to that in a second. The first thing I want to do, because Zoom has a 40-minute limit, and just in case we get cut off, I want to get to first, I'll do it backwards, the rules for the Topaz Power Veto competition. So I'll just get through that first real quick. It's very simple. It's a classic competition. It is called Big Brother Deal or No Deal. And here's how it works. Deal or No Deal is a classic competition that I love. It's been in every single season. Jeffrey won it in season 1. Rob won it in season 2. Julian won it in your season. So only men have won Deal or No Deal. Ooh. And it works just like the game.
Hold on. Yeah, Julian. Krista.
Oh, speaking of Julian. Speaking of Julian.
Can you tell us all about your lifelong friendship?
Oh, yeah. Krista and Julian know each other.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Know each other.
Okay, pause from the competition. Go ahead. How do you know each other?
For a very, very long time, truly. Unfortunately, we got outed during our season that we knew each other, but and it didn't really work to our advantage. All those years that we spent together,
just on the beach, loving each other, margaritas.
Pretty much, we were born in the same hospital, like next rooms are, yeah.
You're like moms held hands when you guys were born, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that. That makes sense.
But anyway, so as a tribute to Julian, since summer's here, I've decided to wear my St. Michael's College School for Demented Sex Perverts gym shorts that I still have from the 2000s. And, it's funny because my mother thought that St. Michael's College School would be this like haute couture, private school where everybody's like, thing and perfect. there were only three types of people there: A, hockey players; B, Italians; and C, potheads. That was pretty much it. So it was by no means,
I'm the third.
And I'm like, this is not Hogwarts. Where am I? But it is what it is.
Sorting hat.
Nicole, what do your tattoos say?
Well, this one says, so they got upon sticks and went said journey. It's from my 9th grade grandmother's Salem witch trials because she was killed in the witch trials. So it's a quote from her thing. And these are the phases of the moon.
That's really cool. I love that.
This is Let It Be. This is an arrow with the semicolon pointing out, because semicolon is for health and depression and all that, and I wanted the arrow to bring it out.
Love it.
And I have others, but yeah.
No, I was curious about the one on your arm, and then I saw the quote, and I was all like, what are those?
Like, so what is she doing with her life?
Really, we just want to connect.
Yeah.
Okay, Andrew, shut it down. Me and Krista have to talk.
Yeah. Now, let me just quickly get through the competition rules. So it's very simple. It's simple, but okay, it's supposed to be simple. There's 26 cases. You pick a case. You want the highest case. There's cases from a penny to $1 million. In each round, you open up cases and you want to get the low numbers off the board so your case has something higher in it. You will be offered deals from the banker. You can say deal, and that's your score.
Deal.
No deal, and you have to open up more cases. Your score is either the deal you take, or if you say no deal all the way, what's left in your case. At the end of round 1, the 3 highest scores out of 7 advance to round 2. And then whoever has the highest score will win. It is, this season, unlike your season, it is not cumulative. So if you make it to round 2, your first round scores are wiped out. So you only want to be in the top 3 in round 1. And for some reason, Charlene and Lynn in your season just didn't get it. So every time they opened up something big, they were like, yay! And when they opened a small case, they were like, no! And they didn't understand why the offers were going the other way. And Charlene,
Lynn, I miss you.
Charlene ended up winning like $10. And
Charlene, I don't miss you.
You're a stupid idiot. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. It's very simple. It's one of those games, if you don't understand, you have to kind of play it to get to know. And it's that simple. To be honest, I don't think it matters who wins this competition, because if CJ does not win, she has the Emerald Power Veto. And what's interesting is JoJo's Emerald Power Veto last season, he used, because JoJo was constantly in power and everybody loved him, he ended up using the Emerald Veto in an offensive way against Julian. And Julian's name ended up getting drawn again anyway. Oops. Whereas
course 4 breaking down in front of our faces.
And CJ, on the other hand, she is likely going to use it in a defensive way because I think she's one of the main targets this week. So it'll be interesting, but we'll see who ends up winning.
Well, something I have noticed with this season is that it is all going back to transit.
Well, there's only 2 of them left, but yeah.
Sorry.
And then last thing, because then I want to give you guys the floor. What was I going to say now about that?
Yeah, but if you give everything away, then people are going to skip over our bit. So save it for the end.
That's true. Okay, so let's get into the double eviction. So last season, I don't want to dwell on this, but Krista and Nicole were nominated with Lynn. I knew, no offense, Krista, that you were kind of a dead man walking at that point because you had already been nominated before, I think twice, and survived.
It was just a matter of time. Like my match was getting shorter and shorter, and I was about to burn out, and it was just like, someone finally do it. Thank you. I made it to jury. Let's go.
Let me out, please.
But Nicole being evicted was the surprise. And I'm looking at the chart right now. 5 people were voting. So Jonathan and JoJo voted against Krista. Not a surprise. But Julian voted against Lynn, which I expected. And Caitlin and Chantel voted against you, Nicole.
Interesting.
And I don't know if you really, I'm sure you know that now, but at the time you probably...
No, I honestly didn't. Me and Chantel are still super good friends. And
yeah, Jonathan and I were really close too, so now I'm kind of pissed.
I'm not, hey, I'm no Alvin. She and I will still be friends, but I'm going to, right after this, be like, Chantel, what the hell?
Yeah. Like, I knew Jonathan was playing me at some point, but I didn't realize it was at that point.
Well, like, we still have our, like, group message and stuff, and Jonathan loved you and was really with you for a lot of stuff, which
Yeah.
I had no idea about. Like, Jonathan obviously is so good at what he does and everything, but he did appreciate you a lot, and I want you to know that.
Oh, thank you. That
Yeah.
does really mean a lot.
Yeah, like it wasn't fake at all. Like, he really truly appreciated you.
Oh,
What's funny is Jonathan and JoJo now seem so close on Reality Realness. They're both doing a good job, but we all remember that story in Jury House, which the Jury House was lit last season. Even though season 2 was the best season overall, the season 3 Jury House was on fire. It was amazing. And Jonathan comes in one day in the Jury House and says, "You'll never believe who I saw on the street. I saw
Yeah, I didn't
JoJo.
even look at him.
We passed each other by, but we didn't even look at each other. We just death stared for 5 seconds. It was the most awkward 5 seconds of my life." And then at that same time, as I'm reading this, JoJo messages me, "I think I just saw Jonathan on the street." And it was really weird because he just glared at me.
That's not how it ever went.
Okay, so how did it really go?
I mean, I believe you, JoJo. I love you. I know you're gonna watch this. I love you. But I believe that they do know each other, and it was nicer than it seemed. Just an idea.
That they knew each other before the season?
No, not before the season, but when you see someone on the street.
Oh, yeah. I think they both knew the other person.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna choose to believe it the way Jonathan said, where JoJo was like, "Oh my god," like deer in headlights.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny.
JoJo just freaking the fuck out. Like, what do I do? Gotta go. That is a funny instance.
Like when he saw Megan and said, "I literally shit." So,
We need to give JoJo a diaper.
oh, and speaking of which, I did watch Reality Realness. I made notes on it, and that information
Realness, love
it will
that.
be my notes on the episode will be in tomorrow's episode because I don't want to take away
If
from it.
anyone watching right now doesn't watch Reality Realness, you have to. These are the most amazing people talking about this game. Get on and watch.
It's true.
It's my plug.
And another thing Krista did in Jury, which was interesting, is she spearheaded this plan. She knew Caitlin was feeding JoJo everything that was happening in the Jury House, which is going to stop this season, but more on that later.
God.
Yeah. So Krista decided to come up with a plan. Krista obviously wanted Lynn to win because she wanted the troll ending of the random person winning at the end. Because there's nothing more exciting than when you get to the end and you're like, oh, that person won? Right? So not that Lynn is a troll, but that would have been the biggest sort of question mark ending. Like, oh. So
I just wanted like that triad because they had clearly, without some of us, like I didn't realize it until I was out, were controlling the whole game. And that was, I think, my biggest mistake was not knowing 2 of the 3 people. Like I knew JoJo, but I wasn't close enough to him. And like I knew Nicole and Julian, they seemed to be working together. And then like Jonathan, but like the fact that 3 was so close. And to me, it was like, you know what? They can't all 3 go. So one of them has to take Lynn, and then they've got a better chance because no one's going to vote for Lynn, but then let's fucking switch it, and everyone votes for Lynn.
So you shit-talked Lynn in the Jury House on purpose to hope that Caitlin would tell JoJo and that JoJo would then drag Lynn to the end, thinking he could win. And unfortunately, the plan didn't work. And Nicole, you seemed on board at the time, but I don't know if you would have actually voted for Lynn under any circumstance. I'm not sure if that.
When it came down to the final 2, I fully knew the shit Chantel did and how Chantel manipulated everything. Like Dr. Will, not like she's Dr. Will. Chantel, I know you're watching this. Not like you're Dr. Will, but you're close. It was very manipulative in the back end. And that's what I appreciated, was the fact that she didn't get nasty. I hated the way Alvin talked to Krista. That, like, broke me every single time he would say jabs and shit. Like, that is really where my vote went, because it's like, one, she's done all of this. Alvin's done all of this, and he is treating Krista, who does nothing wrong besides just living life, wrong. And I don't want to ever award that behavior.
Thanks, Nicole. I really appreciate that. And then I just want to say, Alvin did send me a really nice apology after the season was all over, and me being like actually pretty bad at communicating with people, I just want to say, because I know he's probably going to watch this, Alvin, I'm sorry I never responded to you. I accept your apology, and I want to be good, and I hope that when this quarantine is over and Nicole and I make it up to Toronto and we all get together, we can share a drink together and just
Big
be cool.
beers.
So yeah,
Our
absolutely.
reu- our reunion was supposed to be tomorrow, May 23rd.
Oh, that
Yeah,
sucks.
the season 3 reunion that Lynn put so much effort into.
Poor Lynn. I love Lynn so she's like the grandma I never wanted. I love her.
Well, and two, what's interesting about Alvin is, so Lynn gets evicted in the final four. It's down to Alvin, Chantal, and JoJo. And all three of them did a very, very good job that week of not telling me anything, as they had been for most of the season. So I thought everything was hunky-dory, they're all happy and this and that. And apparently that last week was like the night of the living dead. They were at each other's throats that week. But it is what it is. Okay,
How
let's
does this season compare? Like, what do you think about this season, Andrew? Let's talk about these people. Let's talk. We're going to upload this, and it's their season. Let's talk about them.
Well, you're not going to like me for saying this, but so far, this season is beating your season. Just because
I'm fine with that.
there has been more drama, there has been more, I don't know about more strategy, but there's definitely been a lot going on, and the house guests are very active. They're definitely, I think partially because of the pandemic, they're playing more. Like week one, they were just, I thought week one was like a week 8. Go ahead, Krista.
I'd agree too, but also the fact that you split them into groups, whereas we were all like out for ourselves
That's not
from the
fair.
very beginning. And if you didn't know how to play, like I didn't really know, and I don't know, Nicole, you probably had a better handle on everything than I did. But it was hard because you didn't automatically have a core and you had to just throw. Also, please for All Stars, do not invite Chad and Charlene because it just is the most
They're
annoying
not funny.
thing.
Charlene, I know you're going to watch this, and Chad, I know you're going to watch this, but I have to tell you something right now. Your fake hate for each other is not funny. No one likes it. No one gives a fuck about it. Knock it off.
I'm giving Chad and Charlene a referendum. So again, I wanted to get to the season, but when I first, there's going to be 4 house guests from each of the first 4 seasons on All Stars. I know I've said that a trillion times. Nicole wants to kill herself when I say that.
Wait, what?
There's going to be 4 house guests from each of the 4 seasons on All Stars, so 16 people. Chad and Charlene were originally not in my 4. Then, I don't know when, about a couple months ago, I kind of had a change of heart. I rewatched their season. I went through all the chats, which ended up getting into the lightning bolt competition where they were going at each other like crazy. So then I kind of changed my mind.
Fake. They're
Hold
close
on.
in real life.
Hold on. Sorry. Then I changed my mind and I put them on. Then Chad and Charlene I invited them into the group chat on Tuesday for the lightning bolt competition. Charlene didn't participate much, and Chad wasn't as funny as he used to be. So now I'm kind of like, I don't know. But on Reality Realness, Chantal did invite both of them on. Charlene has already said yes, and I'm waiting on Chad's response. If they go on Reality Realness and are a complete flop and are boring to watch, I'm not putting them on All Stars. Now, I will agree with, Chris's reasoning was they're just terrible people. But on top of that, All Stars is about the best social, strategic, and competitive players. And they're entertaining, but they're none of those 3 things. So if I really want the best of the best, as much as I love them, they don't fall into the category of all-star. Like Rupert was constantly put on Survivor, and I'm like, you are not an all-star.
He was just a favorite.
Yeah, that's my real problem. It's not even like, okay, yeah, like Nicole said, like their fake feud or whatever is just annoying and it's a distraction from the ability to actually be strategic. If anyone wanted to work with them, you can't because everyone, they're immediately there. So it's basically, that's what I think our group did. We were like, you know what? Let's just get rid of this so that we can play. And that's what happened. And so that's why there wasn't as much drama because everyone came together in the beginning to say like we don't want this in our season.
And the way I see it with Chad and Charlene is that they're friends. They want the attention. They're like obsessed with the attention of it.
But
like,
would that
you don't give a fuck about your fights. Like point blank, done.
But would that happen again, Krista? Because the one reason why I did change my mind and say, okay, they should go on is All-Stars, I feel, is the only type of season they could win where the strong players go after each other and they fall through the cracks week after week. Whereas I don't think they're capable of winning a fans versus favorites type season ever.
I think you would have to really think about what you want your season to.
Yeah, Chris, just say it.
And then also, sorry, my friends Kevin and Aton, who I've been referencing a lot this season, hi, shout out, they put on All-Stars for their backyard version, and it was a disaster at the end because they, as Kevin would say, they cast all alphas. They didn't cast any betas, they cast all strong-willed people, and the 16 people, or the 9 people that they cast, were all so strong-willed that when it came to the finale, they were, this is a live in person in their backyard, they were screaming at each other and yelling at each other, and it was not fun at all because it got personal. And so I don't know if I want 16 people that are all phenomenal at the game. Maybe there do need to be some
Andrew, man, you have done such good game, or you have made allies and enemies and all this shit. You have done so good with that.
Oh.
I just have to give you. Anything else?
Is there anything else, Chris, about that? Because I do want to get to this season. Anything else?
Let's do it. Okay. Wait, is all this a video for everyone to watch? All this?
Yes. We're in the episode. So anyway,
hello, my babies.
So Curtis,
welcome to my classroom. I have a few more days left of school.
Oh, Krista, I love you. I'm so glad we got to chat more lately.
Me too.
So Curtis was kind of between a rock and a hard place because he had to nominate 4 people, and the what was their group? The Secret Society. It's just Brandon left. So obviously Brandon is going up, but he has to nominate other people now. CJ was clearly in the middle all along, so CJ's up. But now there's nobody else, and it kind of came down to the accountants, who seem to pick up, I think, have seemed to pick up Brenda, and customer service. And Curtis, being, I guess, aligned closer with the accountants, chose to side with them, and that's how Lindsay and Megan ended up on the block. And yesterday, I can't reveal who.
Wait, should we take a shot? We said Megan.
Oh.
Every time we talk about Megan, we have to do something.
Yeah. And
shout out to Reality Realness.
And one of the nominees was not happy that they were nominated. I'm not going to reveal who, but the reason I'm saying it on the episode is because that nominee kind of lashed out at Curtis and sent me the screenshots of it. And Curtis very likely told the people who he's working with that this person went after him. So it's going to be a very interesting week. Who do you think was the person that sort of lashed out at Curtis?
I sadly know too much because my best friend is playing.
Okay. Who is, you both know somebody playing in this season, so who is your best friend, Nicole?
Brazil.
Okay, Brazil. And Krista?
Lindsay,
yeah.
Yeah, so I don't want to, I mean, and honestly, Lindsay sent me a message last night or today or something, and I was like, I'm not reading it because I don't want to know. I don't want to know what she has to say because I knew I was coming on here. She doesn't know. Hi, Lindsay.
Lindsay, what is up?
And how do you think they're doing, Lindsay and Brazil, so far?
Chris, you can go first.
I don't think either of us really want to share because, you know.
Well, general. I mean, they're obviously still in the game, which is good.
Honestly, Brazil makes me proud every single day because she's a nurse and works on the front line. So I'd rather focus on like giving her praise on that.
Wow. So wait, hold on. She's a nurse. She's working during this time and she's playing this game, which takes so much effort.
And she's working night shifts too.
That's really, really impressive.
So I'd rather give her love on that rather than like, are you going to win this or not? Like, I'd rather give her props on her career and the shit she's doing right now. Wow. Brazil has been doing her best, but she's still playing this game in a way that is way better than I ever did.
And, I mean, I think that there are lots of things we don't get to see that are happening in the background. It's just, I mean, it happened in our season. It happens in every season. I don't know. Did Brazil watch any of the previous seasons?
She watched mine because she got mad at Alvin. It was the most hilarious moment of my life. Oh my god, Andrew, do you want to talk about it? Should we talk about it?
That she messaged me when Nicole was evicted and said, I hate Alvin. Tell him I hate him. And that's how I got to know Brazil.
And you're like, oh my god, you're dramatic. You need to play this game.
Yeah. See, Lindsay never wanted to play this game. She's never watched any of it. I think you said she drank too much one night and agreed, and that's how she started playing this season.
Krista, how do you know Lindsay?
Same way that I know Julian. We've known each other our entire lives. She was actually born a couple days before me, but our moms all went to the same birthing class, and then what happened was my family moved to New York, so we lost touch. But then we all went to Queens together, so that's how.
My god, you live in Queens? Yikes. I said you live in Queens? Yikes.
No.
Oh,
Queen's
no, I don't live in Queens. I went to Queen's University, which is in Kingston, Ontario, where Andrew's favorite place is. Or second favorite, because Cheesecake
Arby's.
Factory. Wait, Olive Garden's up there, so maybe third place?
Well, fast food is a different arena. So Arby's would be my favorite fast food chain. I love Cheesecake Factory. I love the
But
Olive
like,
Garden.
everyone's gonna watch all of this small talk too, right?
Of course.
That's amazing. Hi guys. All right, let's move on. Let's not make them suffer.
I will say Lindsay wants her voice so bad. She just needs to know what it is.
Well, she's nominated now, so it is going to be coming on Monday's episode. But I think that was a little bit of a bad move on her part, that she was constantly saying, I want to hear my voice, I want to hear my voice. Because I even said in the episode, Chantal was the last person to hear her voice in her season because she was never nominated, never won a veto, never won HOH, never did anything, and she ended up winning. So Lindsay's in that position of the last to speak, which is a good position, and yet she kind of wanted out of it. And Curtis didn't say it, but I do think that may have influenced him. And, well, you want to hear your voice? Okay. But yeah, Lindsay did on New Year's, actually. She was drunk on New Year's, and that's when she agreed to play.
Been there.
Yeah.
Wait. So the Sapphire Power veto, Nicole, I was watching the video and wait, I don't remember anything because, whatever. Who won it?
Brandon.
In our season or what?
Brandon. Okay. So Brandon picked orange, and I told Andrew right away, I was like, orange is my favorite color. So I would have been picking orange the entire time. And the Sapphire Power is what I had last year coming into the game, which everyone was like, oh my gosh, she's got this thing target on my back. And I was like, guys, I don't know.
I wish you and I created an alliance way before the core four. Sorry guys, I love you, but still.
Nicole, do you think Krista was only targeted because oh look, running out of time, we've removed the 40-minute time limit on your group meeting? Okay.
Yeah, because we're having so much time talking.
So we're good. What was I going to say about Krista? Do you think having the Sapphire Power veto coming into the game was the main reason you were targeted early?
Krista?
Do I think it was?
Yeah.
I think that people were definitely aware of it and thinking that I was going to use it, earlier than I did.
Because I remember
and hide. I was like, I don't really want to.
We used your power against you. It's so many thoughts, like so many conversations.
Yeah. And there
was an occurrence, though, where 2 weeks in a row, you showed up late for I think it was a veto comp. You showed up late, you made everybody wait, and then you were the first one eliminated, and you were like, okay, bye, and you just left. So everyone's like, what? She just shows up late to lose and leaves? And I remember thinking,
You get so over it, Krista.
And then you kept losing HOHs that either you were really bad at them or you were obviously throwing them. I thought you were throwing them. And so people
throwing them. I threw one because Jonathan
just
asked
get
me to
so
throw.
over it.
Jonathan asked me to throw one, and that was
I
how he had his trust in me, because I basically had no reason to trust that he would do it, that he would keep me safe.
When Jonathan threw the rogue vote to you, he told you he was doing that, right? So you knew you were staying.
Yeah, I knew.
Oh.
Yeah,
I never knew that.
Krista and Jonathan also had an alliance that none of us knew about.
Yes, we had a group chat. At one point, Jonathan was really upset at something, or at least he said he was upset. He was freaking out at, I want to say JoJo.
That would make sense.
I was gonna say JoJo too, and I didn't want to be
and
rude, but
and he was just like really upset, and so I just remember sitting in my car because that's where I was at the time. I was like, can we just video chat, like, or I think we just did a phone call, we didn't video chat, but it was the first time I like talked to someone from the season. I was like, I don't even know if this is allowed, and we like calmed each other down, but it was, yeah, Jonathan was the closest ally I had. We had that the Marianas Trench thing that we brought Daddy into, and
Daddy Adam.
yeah, Daddy Adam. I think
think-
Adam's still pissed at everyone.
Oh my God, get over it. It's a game.
I think if the HOHs went differently early on, Mariana's Trench could have actually done damage because you were in it too, right, Nicole?
Yeah, Nicole, you were.
Yeah. And,
For a bit, yeah, until it got blown up. Yeah.
but you just never had power. But it was good.
What I
players who were
allowed
in there.
myself to do, people put my game down so much where they're like, she complained, she did this, she didn't do anything. No, I was aware that I had a really hard month. I put myself in certain situations for exact time and place on people that could help me during that time.
Yeah, you did.
I'm not an idiot. Like, I did everything very instinctively. Like, all right, I have to talk to him right now because I don't have work, so I have to get him in. Like, all these things. And people don't give me enough credit for actually doing those moves. And it's not JoJo's and Chantel's moves. It's my moves. I love you guys, but still.
Okay, let's get back to this season because I feel these poor season 4 people are like, they're just talking about their own season. So let's go through each, if we have enough time, because I know, Krista, you're on a bit of a time crunch, and so am I. But let's try and get through each person and what you think of them. So let's go in reverse alphabetical order, starting with Ryan.
I love Ryan. I think he's playing a better game now here than he did in BB Can 8.
6.
Oh, I'll be honest. I've never actually
Whatever.
watched this season of Big Brother, but
Then 6, like, he didn't evict his best friend right away like he did in Big Brother Canada.
Oh yeah, Ryan wins HOH and he puts his 2 alliance members up as pawns.
Yeah. I'm honestly very impressed by Ryan's game. I thought he would be the mole. Obviously, he's not. And I love watching his game now because I feel like he actually has a game to play.
He's had safety via the promotion from Prank or No Prank system.
Yeah.
When we get to next week, which is the final 9, is he public enemy number 1 just because he had sort of the Neta?
If I was playing this game, I would not make him number 1 because you have to get everyone else out. That's an easy evict.
So you would take it out.
No, I would not.
Oh,
I would not. I think that's an easy evict. I would rather get someone else out, and he's the obvious one. Work with him. Use him.
Okay. Let's move on.
I think he's got a lot of connections, so I think it'll be interesting when someone does want. Well, he and Brandon have their feud, right? So if Brandon survives this week.
Yeah, Brandon. I think Brandon needs the veto this badly. Yeah. What do you think about Nick?
He's so cute.
I don't know much about.
Is he the person you jacked off to this season? Tell me now, Andrew. Tell me right now.
I cannot tell a lie.
Yes, I knew it. I knew it.
No, I said I cannot tell a lie. That doesn't mean yes or no.
You did.
I think it does.
Right, Kirsta?
I don't know. I feel like I haven't seen a lot, and I know I missed a couple of videos here and there towards the beginning of the season, but like, I don't know. I feel like I haven't seen much from Nick recently.
Does it strike you as odd that
I know of?
Does it strike you as odd that of the 4 customer service people, he was the one that Curtis did not nominate?
No, because
now that you're making us think about it,
have been public enemies number 1 and 2. I mean, everyone seems to want CJ out. We're not really sure why. It seems she doesn't really have.
Yeah, like, what has she done wrong? What do you think? I feel like she's just living her best life. What did she do wrong?
I think she landed on a bankrupt in Wheel of Fortune in 1995, and since then her entire life has just spiraled out of control.
She should have fucking landed on Broadway.
Wait, can we just talk about how no one knew how to play that game and it was the most upsetting thing in the world? RSTLNE, people. RSTLNE. Those are the letters you should always guess.
All right, Vanna White.
I would have won that competition. I would not have thrown that one.
I love you.
Okay, let's move on to Megan. What are your thoughts on her?
I love the fact that Rowdy Realness takes counts of how many times to say her name. No, but she's not here. She is a strong player, and she's very underrated.
Okay.
Like, she could win this, and everyone's just looking above her.
Right, there's a lot of people who are louder, and, you know, who knows? She could be doing more behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Marcin.
What I know of Marcin is that he is a good man, very good game player.
He's a good man.
Well, and a very good game player. Like, I get most of my info from my best friend who's playing.
Good.
And I think he's a good man, and he is willing to put in work for HOH, POV, things like that.
Yeah.
I think that's a good partner to have.
If he wasn't in the warehouse, would he have been on Curtis's radar or no?
He
Like,
should
there was no
be.
department twist.
He
Okay.
should be. Look at him.
Yeah.
He's a damn threat.
Yeah, I think he's a strategic player based on, you know, a couple of competitions he's been in. He's thinking. You can see the wheels turning.
He won 2 vetoes, which is good. Yeah. Lindsay.
Krista, you can take that one.
I think Lindsay is playing her best game, coming into this not knowing or really like having any expectations of what this is supposed to be. I think that she is learning from things that I have said about like my season. I'm like, yeah, these are things that I did well, that I didn't do well, things like that. And I just kind of tried to, you know.
Well, Lindsay's kind of already exceeding my expectations, and I don't want to really get into why, but I think, Krista, you kind of know that my placement for Lindsay when I was kind of guessing was 8th place, which we are approaching. Tiffany said, oh, she's 15th, like, or 16th, like dead last. And my other friend Kelly also said, she said 14th. She's like, I'll give her a week or two. So she's already exceeded Tiffany and Kelly's expectations. And I think she's exceeding mine. And this week is tough. It would help if she won the veto, but it's not necessarily over for her if she doesn't.
I wonder if she has, I don't know. I wonder if she's thinking like short term or long term. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you talk to her ever, like, for advice and stuff?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like life advice? Yeah, we have.
No, like game playing advice. Like, do you ever talk to her about, like, oh my god, this is how you could do cheesecake?
We've talked. I know some things, but when Andrew asked me to come on here, I was like, okay, stop telling. Well, like, I didn't tell her I was coming on, but I was like, I started to try and back up because I didn't
tell Zell either.
But
I was like, gonna surprise her.
Yeah, I do know some things about the way she's playing this game. I'm proud of her for sticking with it as much as I knew she did not want to be involved in this.
That's a good friend, man. That's a good friend.
Yeah, she's one of my 3, I would say, closest friends. Some people are going to kill me for saying this, but one of my 3 closest friends, her, Tiffany, and Kelly. And Lindsay and Kelly have said no every single year. And I'm like, please, please, please. And finally, Lindsay said yes. So now Lindsay and I are going to have to work on Kelly. But
So Lindsay, so do you live near her then?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super cool. I don't know. I like her from what I'm saying. I feel like she's very subdued, very not willing to get into the drama of stuff. I respect her game, and I think it'll take her far because she is someone that is not on the radar just because she's being herself.
Okay, CJ. We kind of talked about her already. Yeah, we did. Okay,
Yeah.
let's move on. So, sorry,
Why?
CJ.
She's gonna hate that when she watches this. Oh my god, CJ,
No.
I respect your game. I know what you're doing. I love you.
I mean,
She's
CJ
gonna
had a
go-
rough.
I
She had a
don't
rough.
know what you're doing, CJ, but I don't know why. I think some I don't know. It just doesn't seem like you have a clear alliance, and that is hard to for some people to see. I don't
She's
know.
not gonna win, obviously. She's probably the next 3 to go.
I mean, she had a rough start because she came in with the transit people, and Susie went, then Lisa went, then Jack went. So she was kind of left to herself.
Exactly. So CJ, like advice, start chatting with some other people.
And
Don't
she
just
has been. Her game has been improving. I'll give her that, but it's a matter of is it too little, too late. But
Yeah, she's making the mistakes I made
We'll see.
last season, where I was like, "Oh crap! Now I have to make connections."
she has this Emerald Power veto. So, do you think if she loses the veto comp, she should play it and have a
Of
redraw?
course, she needs to
Yeah.
play it right away.
Yeah, go big or go home.
Because one house guest told me that they're going to convince CJ not to use the Emerald veto if she doesn't win the comp. And I said, if you, sir or madam, can convince CJ not to use the Emerald veto, I will knight you, sir or madam.
CJ, listen to this. You need to play your power, and you need to use it ASAP so you can continue in this game.
Okay. Curtis. Fellow St. Michael's College School for Demented
Curtis is
Sufferer.
playing the best game out of anyone.
Sorry, I'm being
1
called.
minute, Krista.
Okay. My dinner is about to be ready. I've cooked it, by the way.
Krista, is it
like I'm being
put
summoned to
lasagna in the
dinner.
oven again?
I cooked it.
It's okay, Krista, because what Nicole and I were just going to finish the names and then we're going to wrap up. So
Oh, well, I've got a minute,
But-
so.
okay, so what do you think about Curtis then?
HOH.
He's the first person to win 3 HOHs by week 6, which, I mean, the only way you can do better is week 5 if you win 1, 3, 5, because you can only win every other week. So he's only lost an HOH comp once.
Yeah. It's pretty impressive.
I feel like he's going to win this game, and everyone else should kind of look out for him. Like, he has been playing a perfect game.
Okay.
So is it better to have him on your team and keep him as a shield so that they can infect him? But then you have to do it at the right time because otherwise you lose out on the numbers.
I was going to say that Curtis is the type that no one can beat in the final 2, but then I'm looking at the cast, and I think there's a few people that it could beat him because, yeah.
I think
So it could go either way.
there are a lot of strong players in this
Yes.
game. There's a lot of strong gameplay, and that makes it more interesting for the end because then you're okay with whoever wins. You're not like, oh, that person got carried to the end.
Yeah.
All right, next person.
Kat.
I love Kat. I mean, I've loved Kat for years. She is a friend of mine, I feel, because of Evil Dick shows, things like that.
Kat has actually been messaging me as this is going on. So sorry for ignoring you at 7:10 p.m. Eastern time for whatever you were saying, Kat.
No, like with Kat's game though, I feel like she's acting very subtle when she knows that more is going on. And what I'd like to see from her is a little bit more gameplay rather than like sleeping on shit. Like I want to see her go. I want to see her fucking do shit.
She has expressed to me, I'm trying to think if this is giving away shit from DR, if I can say it or not. I don't think it's necessarily anything that would be detrimental, so I'm going to say it. She did express concern to me that she's worried if she makes final 2, she would lose to anyone.
Well, yeah, because she knows her friendships with people and things like that. And I want to see her, I love you, Kat, but I would like to see you try more on talking to other people and not just sitting back. I want to see you play the game. I want to see you make connections. I want to see you prove everyone wrong that it's just Kat from Evil Dick and shit. Like, I want to see you do things.
She's playing strong, but it can be seen as sort of a passive strong. And there's nothing wrong with that because I think Chantel played that way last season where she was not in the forefront all along and she was not sort of the leader. And to be honest, when we got to the final 2 in season 3, I wasn't 100% sure that Chantel had it. I thought it could have gone either way.
It was close.
Yeah.
It was,
But yeah, I mean, I love Kat with all my heart. Like, we have talked about going and visiting each other. Like, she's a homie. But when it comes to this game, I'm saying I want to see more from her.
Okay. Brenda?
Dylan's mom.
Yeah, so Brenda, I don't know if she said this. It doesn't really matter. She is Dylan's, he went by Kane at the time, but Dylan's mom from season 2. And he finished in 12th place in Big Brother Cheesecake 2. So she's already gotten further than that. And what do you guys think?
she seems really sweet. I think it was hilarious the other day that she couldn't figure out the the words, and then Lindsay just kept scooping up the answers. I was laughing.
I like Lindsay's my spirit animal.
Well, Joanne is your spirit animal.
I'm Joanne. I'm Nicole. I'm Brazil.
Very good imitation. I like it. I'll mention you in my Emmy speech.
And I love you.
I did not know where that was going.
Wow.
Nicole, you're amazing.
We have 2 more if you can hang on, Krista. Is that okay? Okay, so Brazil. We kind of talked about her, but any last thoughts on Brazil?
Well, I think we all know she's my best friend from literally life.
Okay.
She seems like an amazing person. Not only from what you've said here, Nicole, but just from what I've been seeing and paying attention. So, hope that her gameplay keeps being recognized and that she continues to go further. She's accounting?
Brazil is accounting, yes.
Yeah. I think it's so interesting to me that there are 2 groups that are still
4 people.
Full groups at this point in time.
The thing with Brazil in my eyes is I'm very proud of her for how far she's gone, but I would like to see her make a big move and not just sit back. Like, I love you, Zilly. However, I need to see a big move from you for me to love this game. Like, you have been sitting by, like, let's do it. Like, let's cut people. Let's do something.
Yeah. Okay, and Brandon.
Hot mama. Woo! He's hot.
So was he cursed or was Nick cursed? What do you think?
Oh.
I think I don't know. I don't know. I think Brandon.
I don't think you really want to tell everyone.
I won't say.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to be louder because my dad was coming in again.
Like your children should all come in.
But last thing, you both agree Brandon has to win Veto, or there's really no way out.
Otherwise, he's gone.
Well, or if he loses Veto and he's able to hijack the Sapphire Veto, that would be the only other way. Like using the Sapphire Veto hijack himself. Yeah. Okay, so guys, this was so much fun. Thank you so much. Last thing, who do you want to see win the game and who do you think will win? And make it quick.
Obviously, we both want to see our BFFs win.
Okay, right. So you want Lindsay Brazil. And who do you think will win?
But keeping in mind the game that's being played. Oh, so you're actually asking for predictions right now?
Yeah.
Oh,
I want Brazil to win because obviously she's my best friend. But I think Ryan will win, honestly.
Do either of you watch Grace and Frankie? Nobody seems to got that reference.
Yes.
I'm from Grace and Frankie, and I love it.
They sell like vibrators.
Yes.
Right now, I think that Curtis has a really strong chance of winning. He's got a lot under his belt, and that is helpful for, the end, especially because the more you win, the more and the more games you're playing, the more experience you have. Yeah, some of them are luck based, but you can kind of find tricks in here and there. So
Is having 3 HOHs this early going to be a problem for him in terms of
Well,
target?
they're doing it on purpose, and he is allowing it. So he is getting a big target on his back. So
Who's doing
Curtis,
it on purpose?
stop doing this.
Who's
Lay
doing it
low.
on purpose?
Lay low, Curtis.
But who's doing this on purpose? Because I can't say.
yeah, but if Curtis starts to lay low once other people realize, oh, we got to start making big moves, that could help him slip through the cracks.
Well, if Curtis wants to get further, he needs to stop winning and just lay low and work on his relationships with people.
Mm.
That's my advice.
Okay. All right. Anything else you guys want to say?
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, this was awesome. This was so much fun.
Well, then
I'm glad
with
to finally meet you, Nicole. It was.
Oh my God, I know Krista, right? My other
Yeah.
American.
yeah, you're both Americans, both evicted on the double eviction because you're American. But and
Oh
did
my
you
God,
sorry, did you like the format of the double eviction? Because I left it the same. I was gonna change it.
I'm not a fan of it because I wouldn't have left that week if you didn't do it the way you did. However, it is what it is. I respect the game, and I love coming back and talking about it.
Mm.
Okay. Awesome.
I mean, I didn't really have a chance to survive
No,
it.
Krista, you had no chance.
It was just a matter of.
I love you.
So anyway, with that said, who will win the Topaz Power Veto? Find out tomorrow. And Monday, they must use it to save one of the 4 nominees. Will it be Brandon, CJ, Lindsay, or Megan? Find out Monday, the Topaz Power Veto ceremony. Tuesday, the final 3 nominees plead their case and we learn the rules to the next head of house competition. And Wednesday is the double eviction, where 2 house guests will be fired from Dunder Mifflin, lose their shot at the $400 Cheesecake Factory gift card, and be evicted from the Big Brother Cheesecake House before making it to jury. They'll be the last 2 that don't make jury. I'm Andrew Shevsky Moonves. Take care, and we leave you as we eavesdrop on the house guests. Good night. Okay. Oh, did I do that right?
Are we done recording?
Hold on.
Andrew.
How do I stop?